Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 417. I'm your host, David C. Roberson. This, my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
So, a lot of news. We're going to probably jump right into it. SDCC happened. That's the San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of news was dropped on both sides of DCEU and DCTV. So, we'll be doing two separate episodes for that. We will not, however, be doing fan feedback this episode. There's just a lot to get through. So, we're going to forego that this week and bring it back next week. I know some of you have lent us some feedback. Lent us, as if you're going to take it back. I guess some of you might. But if you'd like to leave us a voicemail, 205-259-6331. We will play that next week. And, of course, we're on Twitter and Facebook. DC On Screen. Also on Instagram. So, starting off, one of the things that I think probably this is the most interesting, well, not really the most interesting, but the most fun thing that I've seen come out of San Diego Comic-Con is this little girl walked up to Gal Gadot, to Wonder Woman, and started to cry when she saw her. And there's a nice little video of Gal Gadot comforting her, but also there was a little boy, with a Flash hat who got all teary with Ben Affleck as well. So that's really cool. Moving on. Wonder Woman is now the biggest hit of the summer, at least here in the U.S. It has beat out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now it has a domestic gross of $389 million. $390.6 million foreign. That leads us to $779.6 million worldwide.
Yeah, it's money.
Flickering Myth caught up with Connie Nielsen this week, who played Queen Hippolyta,
There you go.
in Wonder Woman. She was asked if she had any funny set stories with Gal Gadot. She said, "The first time I met Gal, I was in the makeup trailer inside a tanning tent getting spray tanned, a uniquely clammy experience. I step out of the tent naked but for a thong. Gal is whipping off her clothes to get into the tent, and that's where we said hello the first time. Playing her mother added an extra twist to awkward."
You're taking care of a lot of intimacy issues up front, at least.
So over on Yahoo Movies, Geoff Johns did confirm that he is working right now on the Wonder Woman 2 script. He said he just started, so that's pretty fun. Zack Snyder wished the Justice League cast and crew the best going to Comic-Con. He says excited for the JL team as they descend upon the awesome fans packed into Hall H tomorrow. Sending my best. Hashtag Unite the League. Hashtag SDCC 2017. So they released the Justice League trailer online. I thought it looked good.
Oh yeah, It was everything I'd hoped for out of the second trailer.
It still didn't give too much away.
That was mainly what I'd hoped for in the second trailer.
Yeah.
Or third trailer, I guess now.
They reiterate that Superman is dead, that Batman's gone missing. One supposes to go find the League to put them all together. Some fun quips about, Diana not having done anything very interesting over the weekend. We get to see a boom tube in live action, I guess, for the first time that I can remember. Maybe there might be one on Smallville. I'm sure someone will tell me I'm wrong. Boom tube on Themyscira, Steppenwolf, looks pretty badass, but really CG.
Yeah, that was going to be a given, though, I thought.
Yeah. I liked his little speech in the trailer. No protectors here, no lanterns, no Kryptonian.
Yeah, I rewound it 3 times when he said no lanterns, just to...
Yeah. Really excited to hear Alfred say one misses the days when one's biggest concerns were exploding wind-up penguins.
Actually, what got me more was Affleck's look when he says that. Mm-hmm. That was a solid comedic beat out of that guy.
Yeah. A shot of Steppenwolf with parademons. I assume that's Apocalypse. I really loved Flash saying, "It's really cool you guys seem ready to do battle and stuff, but I've never done battle. I've just pushed people and run away."
Yeah. And followed up by an amazing shot of him doing pretty well in battle, gathering her sword for him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cyborg taking over the Nightcrawler was pretty cool. Relax, Alfred, I'll take it from here. Who are you? Actually, Cyborg is looking a little better. He actually is. It looks like they've cleaned him up some. They've cleaned up a couple of those shots where his face was a little too jittery.
Yeah, I thought they'd probably fix some of that. It seemed too likely.
We get some of the same footage of Apocalypse and the parademons and people from Apocalypse fighting the Amazonians. Is it Apocalyptians?
I think so. It's been a minute since I've read that one.
Now, there's a shot of Aquaman surfing a parademon through a building. Awful.
Yeah.
Looks terrible.
Yeah.
Really like only truly cringeworthy moment in the trailer for me.
Well, that and when Aquaman turns into Matthew McConaughey for a second.
I mean, that was part of my issue before, but apparently I'm stupid. So.
Well, it's just I hadn't heard him. I liked the Go Get 'Em spirit. It's just this time it was like a real serious trailer, good comedic beats, real serious trailer, back and forth, and then it's just him going, all right. Like, okay.
Yeah.
It was weirdly placed. It's probably fine in the film, just it was weirdly placed in the pacing there.
Yeah, I don't know. We have, the Justice League disappearing for Gordon, except for the Flash. They just all just disappear, huh? That's rude.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fun. I laughed when Aquaman said, mostly I think we're all going to die.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. I have a few solid jokes in this thing.
Yeah. So the Justice League Comic-Con Hall H panel is online now. We'll put up a link to that in the show notes. There's been a lot of hubbub the last couple days. Sites reporting that San Diego Comic-Con confirmed that Joss Whedon was also getting a co-directing credit on the film. That's unsubstantiated. Warner Brothers UK and BatmanNews.com did post this, that a YouTube page the Warner Brothers UK YouTube page credited Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon for the film as directors, but that was later updated. He took both names off. As BatmanNews.com pointed out, it will be up to the Directors Guild to assess all of that out, so no reason to freak out yet.
That goes into arbitration.
Mm-hmm. They released a really badass new poster of the Justice League. You Can't Save the World Alone. It looks like an Alex Ross painting. It's wonderful. It's oversaturated. I dig it a lot. Now, during Hall H, the cast said, in reference to Superman, we can't say much, but if you're a big fan of Superman, then I'm sure you're going to be very, very happy to watch the Justice League. I think that was Gal Gadot that said that. Now, there's been a lot of reports that the reshoots are way more extensive. Once again, this is coming up. And during Hall H, I think it was Ray Fisher said that they've been slight at best as far as reshoots are concerned. But they're claiming that the studio is spending like $25 million on extensive reshoots that have been drawn out because Henry Cavill's mustache. He's doing some movie for Paramount Pictures. He has a mustache. They won't let him shave it, so they're going to have to spend millions of dollars to remove the mustache digitally in Justice League.
I'll have to trust them that can look okay. It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, that sounds weird to me, but someone did take that poster of the new poster of the Justice League that says "You can't save the world alone." They replaced "save" with "stash." You can't stash the world alone, and they put mustaches on all of the Justice League members.
Oh, that's nice.
Warner Brothers and Paramount Pictures did decline to comment on the mustache fiasco.
Good call. So,
a lot of reports have come out recently saying that Ben Affleck was about to be ushered out by Warner Brothers. So this is what happened. At Comic-Con, Ben Affleck said, "Let me be clear, I'm the luckiest guy. Batman is the coolest part in any universe, DC, Marvel. I'm so excited to do it. I think there's this misconception that because I'm not directing it, that I'm not enthusiastic about it. It's amazing. Matt Reeves doing it, I would be an ape on the ground for Matt Reeves. Never mind being Batman. It's incredible." He spoke with Entertainment Weekly after the panel and reiterated that his status as Batman remains what it always is. "I've done the 2 movies. I've always intended on doing a 3rd. If Warner's wants to make it, certainly. If the bat phone rings, I will answer." He says 3rd because he's only contracted for 3. I don't know if what they're gonna do with that. The way he's talking, it sounds a little bit like he's unsure what they want, but he also says Warner's has been working on Justice League, making sure we're getting it right. That's the partnership you definitely want. With Wonder Woman, they really hit a home run. With Justice League, I think they've found the tone and found the flavor of it. I'd love to do it as long as they'll have me. Eventually, it'll be somebody else, and I'm sure they'll get somebody great. But while I'm doing it, I'm going to do the best job I can and really appreciate how lucky I am. Toby Emmerich, the studio chief at Warner's, denied the rumors saying that they were ushering him out for a younger actor, saying, "Ben is our Batman. We love him as Batman. We want to keep him in the cowl as long as we can." Ben Affleck said about the Batman solo film and his stepping down, he said it's such a big job in terms of the stunts and the suit and the action and the character. Trying to do that and direct would probably be too much. Something would be compromised. I think it came off optically to the broader world like lack of interest or enthusiasm, when in fact I love this character. I think getting Matt Reeves to come in and do it is really, really exciting. Matt hasn't really unveiled his full vision yet. He wanted to wait until Apes came out, and he was obviously consumed with that, so I'm looking forward to hearing what his story is. So over on Twitter, a Twitter follower of Larry Fong's, the cinematographer most associated with Zack Snyder, he did BVS and Man of Steel. Twitter follower says, not a day goes by where I don't cry due to Larry Fong not doing Justice League cinematography. Fong responded with, dry your eyes, Fabian Wagner is amazingly talented, and what I've seen is incredible. The admiration does seem to be mutual. Wagner was quoted as saying, last year I was fortunate enough to work with Zack Snyder on his new movie Justice League. I had always been a fan of his work, and of his longtime cinematographer Larry Fong. I tried to put my own stamp onto it, but Larry's dark and beautiful lighting was a huge source of inspiration. I had the best time working with all of those guys. So during SDCC, Aquaman footage was shown. It hasn't been leaked, or if it has, I haven't seen it. I've seen a couple of stills.
I basically couldn't find it anywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's well, they've actively said they're not going to release it online, but they did show a giant fleet of manta-shaped ships, and Jason Momoa said that those do not belong to Black Manta; they belong to Ocean Master.
Okay. That footage
Geoff
somehow
Johns,
was more elusive than Infinity War footage.
Yeah, it was. Geoff Johns was at a special panel at San Diego Comic-Con and talked a little bit about what he finds so fascinating about Aquaman. He says, why is Aquaman interesting? I can tell you from my perspective emotionally. Why it's interesting is because his father was a human, his mother was Atlantean, and he thinks he's a half-breed and he doesn't belong in either world, the surface or the oceans or Atlantis. He kind of considers himself a man of no world, and it's not really until he's with Mera that he finds a place in life, and his brother Orm is full Atlantean, and it's Arthur's job, Aquaman's arc, was to bring the two worlds together. I think that about sums it up.
Yeah, feels right.
So the Gold Coast Bulletin is reporting that a new set is under construction at Hastings Point in New South Wales, Australia, for Warner Brothers Pictures and director James Wan's currently in production DCEU film Aquaman. So apparently it's going to be a very important location. It's going to be the lighthouse where Arthur grows up with his father Thomas. It says James Wan and company will be shooting at the location for 3 days next month, with Morrison confirmed. Tamira Morrison, who's playing Thomas Curry, and presumably with Con Guldor and Otis Donji as well, who are going to be playing the young Arthur Curry, 9 and 13. So WB also announced a new slate of films. They didn't give dates for these films, but here's what we're looking at, and this is just what the plan is. Like, there are some things that aren't listed here, and a lot of people are already trying to say that they're not happening now. But this is just what they have in place. Justice League, Aquaman, Shazam, Suicide Squad 2, The Batman, Justice League Dark, Batgirl, Green Lantern Corps, The Flash, Flashpoint, and Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. Was that through 2020 or 2021?
I don't know. They didn't actually have dates attached to it.
There'd be no point if they did. They just change.
Yeah. All of this is subject to change.
I mean, I'd feel good about it if they gave me a year, and that was it.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Smith was talking to director David F. Sandberg, who's done Annabelle Creation and what was the other thing? Lights Out. And David F. Sandberg has confirmed that he is directing Shazam. Now, someone pointed out that Shazam can't be made this soon because The Rock isn't going to be able to appear in it. And, well, Geoff Johns says we haven't announced any casting yet, but Dwayne isn't going to be in this movie. He's still doing Black Adam, but he won't be in Shazam.
Yeah, that's a turn. That was not how they originally planned this. Okay. And let's go ahead and throw in the weirdness of whether he's trying to run for president in 2020.
Yeah.
We'll see where that lands, everybody.
If The Rock runs for president, we just might as well accept idiocracy, because that's our future.
Yeah, which means buy high in Gatorade stocks.
Yeah.
I don't know who owns Gatorade these days.
It's got electrolytes, though, man.
It does.
It makes plants grow.
Or good, buy Coca-Cola. I know they've got Powerade. I don't know about Gatorade. Probably Pepsi being the way the world works.
So, everybody's asking, where is Gotham City Sirens on the slate? Some people were conjecting. They pointed out a couple of quotes that David Ayer made during his Bright panel for Netflix. He said, I don't think people realize the situation filmmakers face. Netflix is going to pull a lot more talent because they're so supportive. This isn't like some bullshit standard issue studio PG-13 movie. I was able to do some real shit here. They pointed out Suicide Squad is the only PG-13 movie he's directed.
That does make you think he's going to trend up into the more edgy side of PG-13.
But IGN talked to him, though, and they asked him about Gotham City Sirens and why he chose to do that movie instead of a sequel to Suicide Squad. He says, it's a story about three fantastic women who are trying to find their way in the world and realize that they have more power together than they do individually. I have daughters, and I want to create something that might be able to help them get along in the world a little bit.
Fair enough.
They asked if Harley would change her outfit, would change her look, and he says, let's put a pin in that. Maybe next Comic-Con. Everybody evolves.
Yeah. Robbie in particular wasn't the biggest fan of that, or that original costume, so maybe.
Yeah.
I bet it's at least being discussed from her end of it.
Well, I mean, she helped create it.
She did. I think I forget the details, but there were a couple things that when it came down to it, she liked and then didn't like. I forget what it was. I think it was the shoes in particular that she got on set and went, oh no, this is not going to work.
The boots were uncomfortable.
But now they'd already kind of done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Screen Rant is claiming that they've, quote, learned that there's a Joker-Harley spinoff in the works. They conject that Warner Brothers might announce it at Comic-Con, which they didn't. So while WB might be dipping their toe into that pool and seeing if it's worth greenlighting, this remains a completely unsubstantiated rumor, so treated as such.
Mm-hmm.
Warner Brothers revealed DC logos during their Hall H panel, and they kind of showcased all of their heroes in one massive character lineup, and according to that, Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are in the Green Lantern Corps. That's already been reported elsewhere.
They were in the treatment, at least.
Mm-hmm. I believe it was in an intergalactic buddy cop movie, if I remember correctly.
That's roughly what we were told, yeah.
Tyrese Gibson was talking about his possibility of being Jon Stewart. He said, I would love to play him. I had a couple of meetings at Warner Brothers about it. I just think that they're still trying to figure out what the move is. I would love to officially confirm, but I can't. And if they go in a different direction, I think they know what's best for the movie. But the fans started this campaign, and all I've done is made use of my social media to let folks know I'm interested. As a brief aside, Geoff Johns made mention that Robert Zemeckis is his favorite director. Rumors have, I don't know, been floating around out there for quite a while that Zemeckis might be directing The Flash, and then, he might not be because, he's going to be doing this. Well, now it looks like The Flash is so far back, he might actually be again, and I'm fine with him doing it because I love Robert Zemeckis, and Geoff Johns is in no way wrong for saying that Zemeckis is his favorite director.
Sure.
So if that's the way they go on The Flash, I'll be excited to see it. Jared Leto was asked about playing Joker in Suicide Squad 2. He says talking about Joker is like talking about Fight Club. Unless you want to gargle your testicles, it's probably better to leave it. He's liable to jump out of the cupboard and just start having fun.
That's fair.
Cara Delevingne says she's pretty sure she won't be coming back for Suicide Squad 2. She says it was a life-changing experience, and of course I'd do another one, but I don't think it would make sense for the character. Geoff Johns spoke a little bit about why he thought Wonder Woman in the League is exciting. He says having Wonder Woman in the Justice League is exciting because, again, there's such a different audience than the typical audience that went to see that movie, and now they'll see Justice League and get to be introduced to all these other characters like Aquaman and Flash and Cyborg, and see Batman and the whole gang together. He was asked if there was too much emphasis on Batman, what with Chris McKay's Nightwing, Joss Whedon's Batgirl, Gotham City Sirens, and Batman being developed. He said, I wouldn't say it's going in that direction, but I will say is that we haven't gone out there and said what our slate is because we'll do it when we're ready and have the films we're excited about. For Batman, what I will say is that Batman is more than just Batman. It's been way too long since we've had an expansion of that universe. We are doing Batgirl with Joss Whedon. It's going to be super exciting. He's going to start that next year. That's just the start. We want to explore the Batman universe in a very big, new way. Matt Reeves is coming on to do Batman now. We don't want to do the same thing that has been done before. We want to build it out just like we built it out in the comics, which sounds awesome.
It does. I mean, just Gotham makes money for studios. Just does. And it's widely regarded as probably the best setting in all of comics. I mean, I know a lot of people would argue other spots, but anybody's got to have it in their top 5, right?
I would think. All right, last bit of news that I found. Actor Jeffrey Dean Morgan responded to the announcement of Flashpoint with an image of himself and Lauren Cohen, who played Martha Wayne. Of course, he played Thomas in Batman v Superman. And the caption said, "Did you say Flashpoint?" So I really hope that they wind up doing that. That'd be awesome.
He's got to be the same age as Affleck. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing, but they've got to be similarly aged. If it's a problem of like, well, he may be too old. That's not your solution. Right. Whether it'd be cool as hell, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna quibble.
Mm-hmm.
Guy took care of himself.
Oh yeah, they both take pretty good care of themselves. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Say, Dean Morgan can swing a bat.
That's what I hear. Alright guys, we're going to jump out of this episode and head on over to our DCTV news episode, talk about more SDCC news. You can find us on Twitter, DC On Screen, Facebook, DC On Screen, Instagram, DC On Screen. You can call us 205-259-6331. Leave us a voicemail to be played on the show. Until next time guys, keep some DC on your screen.